truck and I hit them, so I might have crushed their non-working leg.
Oh, I got you.
It's possible I just made it worse.
Yeah, you probably did.
I probably did.
Okay, well,
I
guess we could just like jump into it. So, did Tommy tell you about what happened today?
He tried to give me the rough rundown as quick as he possibly could.
Okay.
It seems like things got very, very heated and then settled down by the sounds of it.
Well, it was a personal thing between Tommy and myself that somehow everyone managed to work their way into, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you have like personal drama and the next thing you know,
Can I hear the story from your side if possible?
Yeah, sure. So basically, it kind of starts a few weeks ago. I was just hanging out, just driving my car on, and I got a call from AP. And did you hear footsteps?
I do.
Wait, can you go check to make sure that we're not getting snooped on?
Huh?
Oh, look.
There must be someone here.
Oh!
Footsteps. You okay?
What's this chair?
Why did I hear footsteps? I don't see anyone.
Get me out of it.
Am I just carrying? Oh, yeah, it must be. Yeah, it must be.
These cheap offices.
Okay. Yeah, super cheap. All right, let me take a seat. So, I mean, it all started off pretty innocuous. Essentially, I got a call from AP, and he told me that Tommy Cruiser was considering leaving Yokai, and he just confided that in him. And I immediately got a little bit worried about that, and I gave Tommy a call, and we had a chat, and he told me that he'd been thinking about it because he wanted to fully focus on the Mandem stuff and hanging out with you guys. And, I understood that, but I was just a bit upset that he didn't tell me personally. And then he's like, well, I'm going to think about it. I'll call you back in a little bit, and we'll have a chat further about the issue. And I'm like, okay. And then I was waiting for that call, and I never really got the call. And I never got the call. And after a week, he still hadn't talked to me. And every single time I saw him, he was snubbing me, and he was hanging out with the Mandem guys. And don't get me wrong, you guys are all really cool people. I like hanging around with you, and I think we've had a pretty good relationship. But you know how heartbreaking it must be if you had someone that was family for so long, and every time you talked to him, he'd always brush you off because he was busy with his new best friends, right? So it definitely rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. And this morning, I came into the shop and I said, good morning to him, and he was not happy about that because he wanted me to say, like, good morning, Uncle Tommy, you know? And then we got into a really big spat. To be honest with you, the details aren't important. I said some things that I shouldn't have said. I insulted him and really used words that were way too harsh for the actual circumstances. And I don't really want to get too much into the interpersonal drama because I don't really think that it's that important. I mean, unless you want me to.
No, I think like I got a rough rundown of the stuff, you know?
Yeah, he said some shit. I said some shit. We were very angry at each other. We had a mature adult conversation. We apologized. We made up. Everything's fine. And then he decided to leave Yokai. And he did kind of allude to the fact that you might be thinking of doing the same. So I wanted to bring that up with you. Are you considering leaving?
Wait, Tommy alluded to that.
Yeah. Yeah, he kept talking about how his family would always have his back, and then he kept pointing to the Mandem guys who were like across the street and like talking about how they would always be there for him. And one of my members had stormed off and was very upset with me, and he was gloating about how it seemed like no one had my back, but everyone had his, and he was just being really snide about the whole thing. And that kind of rubs me the wrong way. And then he brought up you, and I mean, listen, I'm going to be blunt. If you really are thinking about leaving, I would understand. I wouldn't take it too personally. It wouldn't be the end of the world.
But did Tommy explicitly say that, or no?
Yeah, he hinted at it. Yeah. Yeah, while we were talking the first time on our argument.
I mean, yeah, I can be completely honest anyway, because I was gonna speak to Fiona. I mean, May called me the other day, and I said I wanted to chat anyway. But I was waiting for you to be around so I could speak to you face to face.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, I have been considering stepping away, completely aside from anything to do with what Tommy is saying or thought of. Purely on the basis that, as you know full well, either I'm too busy or sidetracked to get involved with a lot of stuff you get like down and do. And I feel like at that point I don't warrant or like deserve to be there. And on the flip side, I kind of like have got to a point where I'm almost like an outsider of the actual racing crew by no fault of yours. Simply because I just don't like interact or I'm not involved in your day-to-day actions.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, like May on the phone said about like some of the things that might be coming up that might be quite interesting or exciting. Even though they are exciting, I probably won't end up being involved in them naturally, based on the fact that you guys really have the crew like who've been practicing together and stuff, and you have everything ready and good to go. And at the point, I kind of felt like I was only really staying in the crew purely based on the loyalty that you guys have shown me and the kindness you guys showed me, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
So that was the only reason why I was staying, because I didn't want to have the kind of face-to-face where I sit down with you guys and say, I want to step away, because I didn't really feel like I had a reason to step away. Because you guys have like shown nothing but love to me the whole time. And always been supportive of the fact that either I'm busy doing like my own gang stuff or whatever I'm getting into, you guys have been supportive of that and you never asked anything of me. So I didn't really feel like it was kind of fair to leave, but I think I got to a point where I kind of decided that I just didn't want to be part of it because it didn't feel right anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not even racing, you know what I mean? So like,
yeah, I get it. Sometimes things just aren't the right fit anymore. Well, that is unfortunate. It's not really the end of the world. Like, you are super busy, and you know, if you ever wanted to be included in stuff, we never would have been opposed to it. But
no,
I
I've never
understand where
felt
your
that
guilt
way
came
either.
from,
I've never felt that way at all. I've never felt that I was ever like kind of ostracized or not invited or anything.
Yeah,
I just felt
I
like
hope
it
we
was
didn't
something
make you feel like that.
No, we didn't at all. Like I just didn't feel like the like kind of scheduling and stuff aligned, or like the circumstances never came about where it was possible.
Yeah, it is a bit unfortunate. A while ago, I told Tommy, we had a really in-depth conversation, and he told me that he wanted to build out Yokai in the later time zone, like about now, because I'm usually asleep by then, and so is everyone else. And I told him to start scouting people and go ham, but I don't think he was really that interested in it. So unfortunately, that just never really happens. As much as I wanted to recruit more people for this time.
Yeah, you guys spoke to me about doing the same thing as well,
know.
like finding people that I vibed with that I could kind of like chill with in this kind of time.
Yeah.
I think it just got that came at a time that I kind of slowed down with the whole racing thing and got like very busy and sidetracked, and it just like circumstantially just didn't work out, you know.
Yeah,
and
of course.
my whole thing was I wanted to leave this in a very good way and on good terms. That's why I wanted to wait to talk to you face to face. Obviously, circumstances from today have meant that this has kind of accelerated the process, because I probably want to talk to you about it more than how things gone down today with like Cruiser and stuff. I think he was also on the fence. From speaking to him, he kind of confided in me about it and kind of asked my opinions and how I felt. And it kind of, I guess he kind of realized that I felt very similar way, but he had different reasonings and stuff than I did. But I think that's why you didn't really get an answer from him, was because he was very much on the fence. I think he felt a very like large loyalty to you guys, but then was just so unsure on what to do. So he kind of confided in me for a while. I think that's why you've not had, I guess, the face-to-face you want to have with Cruiser for a long time.
Listen, I think that he's found a new home with you, and he's a lot more comfortable with you guys than he is with us. And listen, I can't fault someone for that at all. You know, you belong where you belong, right? So I take absolutely no offense to him feeling like he fits in more with you guys, and I take no offense to you feeling like you don't. And I
just feel sad that you guys got like into a heated kind of argument today, because from what I know, he like speaks the world of you guys anyways, especially you, Mary. So
me and him. So this is kind of like some of the drama. This is the reason why I got so big, is because you may remember when Eddie left Yokai, we got into a big fight about it, and Tommy pulled me aside and he gave me a hug and cheered me up and told me that he'd be the last person to ever leave Yokai. And then here we are a few months later, and he's not even telling me to my face. You know, that just really didn't sit right with me, which is where a lot of the issues came from. But like I said, we've resolved that now. It's just some hurt feelings over stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I think that just boiled down to him being like unsure on what to do.
if you ever wanted to come back, the doors are open. We're always recruiting more people. And if it ever was the right fit again, then we'd be more than happy to have you back. But there's no point in trying to force things that aren't working out,
Yeah, of course. What was the whole situation with AP? Do you know about that one?
It's the same situation. Basically, AP called me. He confided in Tommy. Or Tommy confided in AP, right?
Mhm.
And I suppose he never told AP to keep it secret. He just expected him to. So when AP called me immediately after, he got very upset that AP had just like immediately told me about what he was thinking. Like he
Okay.
thought that he was confiding in AP, and AP just ran straight to me and told me what was going on. I think that's where their main issue was, but I believe they worked that out. I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure they did. There's a really big conversation about it.
Yeah, like I said, I've only just been briefly told on brief things that have happened today. So
I do have some issues though. I mean, I understand that you can't control your members, but I don't believe it's fair for maybe not fair, but it doesn't sit right with me that I have your entire gang is subtweeting me on Twitter and they don't even have the guts to put my names in their tweets,
yeah, I mean, I can't speak on that because I wasn't awake or around to even know what even happened. I was not even told about that, so I can do my research though and see what happened and what went down.
I took pictures of every single tweet, but basically what happened was after a conversation with Tommy, they all tweeted out some shit about how I didn't have a real family, and it was pretty fucking annoying, honestly. They all retweeted it. They're being toxic as fuck. And I called them out on that. They didn't even have the guts to admit it that they were talking about. You can't control them, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I thought that I had a better relationship with you and your gang than apparently I do.
I mean, with me, you definitely do.
Yeah. Yeah, you tweeted out, mad kids, you ain't got a family, stay in your fucking lane, and then everyone retweeted it. It's not that important. It's stupid drama. I'm not.
That just pretty just seems like they're probably just trying to back you,
Well,
regardless
yeah,
of them knowing what's going on, they're probably just trying to back,
Yeah.
Sometimes you back your friends and family blindly,
And then they threatened to shoot. And then they threatened to shoot one of the Yokai members after that, and she had to go hide because she felt like they were about to clap it.
Wait, who?
I don't remember exactly who it was, but she was terrified.
Summer.
Summer? No, who threatened to shoot her?
Oh, I don't know who it was that threatened to shoot her.
I don't know who it was either. I would need to find out and ask her. But someone threatened her, and she was really cagey. She didn't feel comfortable at all, and she didn't even want to stick around the meeting because there was a bunch of Mandem around, like circling her and stuff. And it just felt really uncomfortable. I felt like I was getting put into the position of a Southside gang, when in reality it was just interpersonal beef between me and Tommy. And the next thing you know, I have members of Yokai. We're just a racing crew. They're getting threatened to be shot up. It just didn't feel right, Something just didn't seem right about it.
Fair. I mean, I can't speak on it 'cause I just don't know.
I know. I'm more so just telling you.
Yeah.
Where I was. I'm not expecting you to do anything about it.
Yeah, from knowing them, I assume they're just blindly just backing them and doing whatever they feel it's suitable to back their friend, right? I think that's kind of how it was. Yeah. I imagine. They had good intentions. Obviously, it just comes off in a very bad way.
Yeah, absolutely. So I also wanted to tell you a couple of other things. I don't intend for this to affect the oil arrangement that we have. If you want to change the arrangement that we have based off of this,
no, I have absolutely no intention of changing that. Like I said, I like in my eyes, I didn't want this to ever go in any kind of negative way or on bad terms. I wanted to peacefully leave and it be like just a common understanding between us,
Yeah.
Obviously, it just kind of just gets a bit trickier with the whole Tommy situation as well at the same time. Right.
So just to fill you in, I did remove. I've done some favors for Tommy, for people in your gang. So, for example, I hired Sparky to Mushkin's Motors after he asked me to, and Sparky never did a lick of work. So I decided to fire him today. That wasn't because he was in Mandem, and it's not because I'm retaliating against Mandem or anything. But he was kind of. Well, Sparky's a nice guy, but he was kind of useless, and I only hired him as a favor for Tommy, so I removed him after today. But I'm not going to be prejudiced in my dealings with members of Mandem at the Tina shop or anything like that, because I still believe that we have a good relationship.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's what I'd want to happen, you know.
Yeah, I'm a bit upset that it turned into much more than it really was. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah, that's how I was kind of sad to hear, because I don't think that's even how Tommy wanted it to go either.
No,
Like I said, he always
sometimes you
speaks very
can't
highly
control
of you,
these
so
things, right?
yeah, I know.
He's probably not going to speak too highly of me after today. I did say some very mean things.
I'm sure he will. Give him time.
Yeah, family get into arguments all the time, right?
Literally.
It happens.
And the family arguments seem to be the most aggressive ones anyway, so.
Yeah, because you always have the most
Most
nice
passion,
stab
yeah.
each other with, you
Yeah.
know, and you always have the most emotions about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten into some pretty intense arguments. Listen, Tommy's still very near and dear to me. It's just, we just had an argument, that's all. Listen, Tommy's a really good guy. I don't know how close you two are, but he's probably one of my favorite people in the city. So make sure you take care of him, right?
I mean, like, since joining Yokai, he was the kind of person I spoke to the most, right, realistically. And
Yeah.
he taught me a lot of racing wise as well, so.
Yeah. Whatever adventures you two get up to, just make sure that you I want you to think positively of him even after all today. You know, he's a really fantastic guy. I've known him for years and years. I've known him for 4 years. And there's a reason I call him Uncle Tommy. He really is family to me. And as unfortunate as it is that I won't be seeing him as much, I'm happy to know that he found a place where he feels welcomed and loved and he feels like he belongs. So thank you for providing that for him.
That's good to hear. And yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say thank you or anything, or you need to thank me. I mean, he earned his own way there, right? Like, he went from the road, went upwards, so.
I know. He's worked his way there. Don't get me wrong, but you and your friends, you provided a wonderful place for him to be. And seeing him be happy. Listen, I've seen him in some really low places, and seeing him be so happy just really does warm my heart, even if I'm mad at him. So I do need to thank you. You may not think like I do, but I feel like I need to.
Okay, fair enough.
Of course. So listen, I do want the jacket and the katana
Yeah,
back.
that's no worries at all.
I will put them in a closet for you if you ever change your minds and you want to come back. The door is open for you and Tommy Cruiser, even though you fucking pissed me off. He is still family.
Break it! Break my taillight! Oh, yeah. Break it! Yeah. Forward little cap, rat-ta-ta-ta. Make me mad and you'll see. And I break your knees. Got my stick when we spray your block. I
Told you, don't break my taillight!